Hey guys, it's Tuesday, time for our live podcast. All right, guys. So, what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk to you about why you should not look at the next person's life as a blueprint for your own happiness. So, what I mean by that is why you shouldn't look at the neighbor and his new car and feel bad about not having one and just deciding on the spot that you want that car. Yeah. And I will tell you more about this, and I'm rambling, and this is not not really the ideal beginning to the story. But do not use a cookie cutter to make the ideal life. Don't go after the next person's version of a dream life just because you can't be bothered to figure out your own version. Are you up for hearing more? I hope so. Stay right here. All right, excuse me for tying my tongue into a knot and myself into a bigger version of it. All right, so I wanted to tell you about my friend, a friend who has just moved into her dream house. And her dream house is actually a tiny, tiny log cabin in the hills of Antalya in Turkey, looking into a forest and down to the sea. And she has no electricity and she has no main water connection. So she does have a water tank and she can make electricity, but it's not as easy as you plugging something into a socket or me doing the same thing. So this is her absolute bliss home. She loves it. She's in the middle of nowhere. Her protection are a couple of fierce dogs. She has a gun to fire if somebody should wander up who she doesn't want near her, So that is her dream life. How many people do you know who have that exact same dream of a dream life? I only know that one. I only know this one friend whose ideal version of a life looks like that. So why is it then that so many of us just look at somebody near us or somebody who we admire for inspiration of what our dream life should be like? Maybe it's Oprah. Maybe it's Steve Jobs. Maybe it's J.K. Rowling. I don't know. Like somebody who you think has got everything that you want. But is that really true? Like, is it really, like, have you really picked their lives apart and looked at all that is involved and decided, yeah, okay, I'm going to take all of it. And I'm not going to think about much how I want to tweak it. I'm just going to take that. And you know what happens when you do that is you're going to just collect more and more disappointments. Because your measuring stick, you're measuring your success against Oprah, or you're measuring your success against J.K. Rowling or Steve Jobs. So you're just going to fall short so many times. And what happens if you say, okay, I'm not going to go after that exact version, but I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm just going to see what the universe throws at me, and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to run with it. Well, I'm all for cultivating your intuition and listening to your gut feeling and taking opportunities, picking them up and running with them. But you still have to have an overall vision of where you want to end up, because otherwise you'll just go, ooh, that looks nice, tick, 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 that direction. And then when it gets hard, you're going to go, and then the next shiny thing is going to pop up and you'll go, oh, that looks promising, so I'm going to go that way. And you're going to, again, collect this string of disappointments. And the more often this happens, the more and more you're going to feel like a failure. And it's not just that you're going to feel like I have failed at this particular activity, but without having made a proper plan, you're going to feel that you are the failure, that you have failed, that you're just not good enough. You can't hack it. You haven't got what it takes to be Oprah, to be J.K. Rowling, whatever, or to be this one thing that you've come up with that you want to be. So what to do instead? So instead, I want you to make a list of all the things, of all the superficial things that you think you might want in your life. Let's say you just, let's just go with a popular favorite, money. I want to be rich. Okay, so first of all, how rich do you want to be? For somebody who's living in the street, having a lot of money might be 1,000 euros. And, for somebody who earns that in an hour, that's not going to be what he or she considers rich. So how much money do you actually want? But then ask yourself, why do I want that money? Why that specific amount? And how do I want to feel with this money? What do I want to do with the money to create what sensation? Because that's really what it's all about. It's not about having the money. You're not going to go and stuff it in your mattress and just be happy till the end of days. You want to do something with the money. You imagine you're going to do something with the money. So if it is that, okay, I'm going to buy a fancy car, or I'm going to buy a wonderful house, well, how do you want to feel in the house? How do you want to feel driving the car? What is it exactly that makes you want that car, want that house, want that, you name it? Because it's all about the feelings. It's about what you want to experience with it. Yeah. So what else? Yeah, like relationships. So, maybe you'll say, okay, in my dream life, I have to have a wonderful partner. And then, you may have a whole list of things, of attributes that this partner should have, because you think that kind of person is going to make you happy. So, maybe you just, opened a magazine, or you saw a movie, or you saw an interview with somebody and you think, oh, that guy is so dreamy, that woman is so hot, whatever it is. But if you are in a relationship with a person, you're probably not going to have that exact guy or that exact woman. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in that relationship? And why is that important to you? So to sum it all up, don't go after the confection size life. Don't go, okay, so society considers you successful if you earn a certain amount of money. Society gives you respect if you hold a certain profession. My parents would love me to achieve XYZ. My parents want me to have children. Society wants me to have children. If I don't have children, I have failed. I am a bad person. If I don't have a partner, what is wrong with me? They will think I'm flawed. Maybe you don't even want a bloody partner. That's an option. that is available to you. So, maybe you just want to have, freedom on your own, travel the world, no kids, no husband, no baggage, that's all okay. Don't let society, don't let your friends, don't let your parents, don't let your neighbors, whoever, work colleagues tell you what you should or shouldn't want. I have a friend who recently set out on his own and quit his job with his former employer. And the first thing that happened once he made this move public was that a string of people called him to tell him what an idiot he was. How could he possibly give up this safe and steady, well-paying job to become self-employed during a bloody pandemic? But you know what? He's happy with this choice. It's his choice. It's none of our business. And the same goes for all of your choices. Who am I to tell you what you should want and shouldn't want? I'm just telling you that if you do it one way and neglect a better way, I'm not going to say the right way, the better way, you might end up just making yourself miserable because you're not going to get there. And there is, well, let's say, okay, so you've made a list of things that you want to accomplish in life. As a teenager, maybe, as a young adult, you said, okay, I want to graduate first from my university. I want to have this wonderful marriage. I want to have 2 children. I want to have a house and a wonderful car, and I want to live in this area. And then 20 years later, you have all of that, but you haven't fulfilled something in here. You haven't filled this hole that needs filling in your heart. And that's when you have a midlife crisis, because that's when you wake up and you go, fucking hell, is that really all there is? Like, I've done everything I thought I was supposed to do, everything I wanted to do. It wasn't like somebody forced me to do it. I wanted to do this, and yet I am bloody miserable. So give my way a go and tell me how it went. All right. My name is Henrike Schmidt. I'm the whole brain coach, and I have knots everywhere in my brain and my tongue today. And I actually, on good days, help my clients understand why they do what they do and feel the way they feel by teaching them about their brains. And then they can use that knowledge to hack their habits and go after the life of their dreams, the life that they really desire and that they deserve. All right, I will be back here next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central European Time, sans knots. And I would very much look forward to hearing from you. Let me check the comments if there's anything. Nope, just my own typo reminder. All right, so I actually, please watch this space, because I have put together a little package, a little bundle about a topic that keeps coming up and has kind of heated up since COVID hit us. And I'm going to tell you all about it over the next couple of days, because I will want your feedback on this. All right. So again, back here next Tuesday, 5 p.m. There's the knot again, Central European Time. I look forward to seeing you then. Take care. Bye.